Architectural Builders Supply is pleased to present you with this recording of the technical question that is listed in the title of this video.
This call may be monitored and recorded for quality assurance.
The rim cylinder that comes into it through the tailpiece, the part inside the panic device is almost broke. Is there a replacement part for that inside the panic device, or do I have to order a new head, or do I have to order a whole new unit?
Yes to the former.
Yes to the former. So we can order just a part?
No, new head or new panic device. Yes to the new head. You buy the whole new control head for it, the head assembly.
Okay. All right. And do you have a part number for that?
I don't. Forgive me, did you say a 1786?
Yes, sir. It's just a rim device.
Let's take a look.
All right. Yeah, I've been looking online for hours trying to find a parts breakdown, and I can't find anything. And these mills are supposed to be good for longevity, correct? They're supposed to be long lasting.
I suppose. I mean,
okay.
I don't know if it's grade 1, but it likely is. I mean, it's used on really high applications.
Well, I've got them on at a U.S. Army property, and they've got a couple of them that they've just had nothing but issues with.
What type?
And I'm wondering, the latch retraction not pulling back all the way, and I just seen the video where you have to get up into the power supply and adjust the dash pot to accommodate for that.
You can, there's a potentiometer up there that you can toy with that. Now, you know, being an industry professional, you know that may not be the hardware. That's usually, you know, installation or installer related. You know, if you've got binding at the latch, it's...
Yeah, there's no binding at the latch. I already checked for that.
Yeah.
That's one of the first things we checked.
I've never heard of that sort of... Yeah, sure.
Well, we're in Arizona.
Sort of problem with...
Yeah, go ahead, Richard. I'm sorry.
I've not heard of that sort of problem with that exit device, but you know, and hopefully adjusting the potentiometer will make that problem go away. If it doesn't, then there's something clearly wrong. I mean, you can test for voltage. You know, if you don't send enough voltage to a lamp, you're not going to get a very bright bulb. So you can test for voltage. You know, a problem. I don't know what the ohm value is through that motor. I just don't know what it is. I could find out. I don't think it would be that.
Okay.
But voltage is not uncommon. And how old are these latch retraction devices?
Well, the building was built 3 years ago, and it sat empty for a year and a half. So the biggest problem we noticed was dust.
Yeah, well, yeah, I mean, arcing across something because of dust is a real thing.
Yep.
You know, I would be testing for voltage to make sure that you're getting the proper output.
Yep.
Would be the next thing I would look at if you weren't reliably pulling that latch.
Yeah, no, we checked the voltage. It's 24 volts, and that's when I was pleasantly surprised that this thing has 24 volts going to it all the time. And then when the relay flips, then the power drops momentarily, and then it comes right back to 24 volts.
What relay are you talking about?
Well, the relay for the access control panel. When you go to badge in,
so why is it being
Sure.
Why is it being continuously powered?
I have no idea. I just assume that's the way this power supply works.
Well, if your access control should be normally open, and you know the power supply is always outputting 24 volts, but I'm assuming you're not always allowing the motor to see 24 volts.
No, okay, so let me rephrase that statement. I know the power coming into the unit always has 24 volts. And then what I noticed when we badge in, then it drops down momentarily and then picks back up to 24 volts.
And where are you testing that drop in voltage? At the power supply when you badge in?
No, right at the door.
Oh, yeah, well, that's normal because that's your access control opening the circuit.
Right.
And
but that's normal for it to be powered all the time?
For a power supply to always be producing output voltage, yes. It's not powered all the time. Your access control is keeping that circuit open until you presented your credential, I imagine.
Now I'm starting to wonder if they wired this thing wrong because I only remember 2 wires going into this unit.
Well, I think that's okay. Well, I think that's okay. I mean, you just, you're going to go power supply to access control to the exit device. Well, you're going to go everything back to the power supply, but, it's only going to, the power supply is only, the exit's only going to see voltage when the access control permits it. Via the switch, whatever's called there, your reader. I'm not an expert, but
yeah, what I've seen on this, and I've done a lot of access control over the years. What I've seen is the power that comes into this unit. There's only 2 wires that go into this exit device. It's powered all the time. Then, when you card swipe in, the power drops momentarily and then goes back up to full power. That's when the unit cycles.
There's something wrong because if you were powering the device all the time, you would have constant retraction.
Correct. Well, that's what you would assume.
No, you would want it fail secure. What you're describing is...
I agree with you 100%. I'm just telling you what we see.
What you're observing. Okay, so you're observing, well, it sounds like to me the normally open and normally closed components on the relay of access control are switched. You got to turn those wires over. You got to move normally closed to normally open would be my guess.
Right. That would probably account for a lot of the problems they're having.
As in the door never being locked, and when you badge in, you're locking the door?
Yeah, well, here's the messed up thing is sometimes it will unlock and stay in the unlock position. Like I said, it's constantly getting 24 volts. And I thought, with the computer that's on this board, maybe it senses the drop in voltage, and then it tells it to go ahead and cycle.
I don't think so. I've been through the NP1 power supply a couple of times. I've powered it. I've studied I actually read and reread the installation instructions. That's right. I don't think that's how that one works. I don't think that's how any of them work.
I would hope not, but something's not right. It sounds like they didn't wire this thing correctly. And that means I'm going to have to go change about 15 doors because they're having intermittent problems all over the place.
Yeah, that tells me that my idea that normally open and normally closed contacts are reversed is not accurate because that wouldn't be intermittent. That would be absolutely observable all times, the opposite of what you want to have happen. Rather than closing the circuit temporarily, you're closing the circuit all the time. So I would obviously switch those. And I would obviously get the wiring diagrams for the NP1, the power supply, and whatever the access control is. Obviously got to be some sort of reader on the outside. I'd get those manuals and I'd study them when I was at the opening. And, a guy like you should have it figured out in 10 minutes.
I just, like I said, I've never seen anyone or a unit work this way. So that's why I was questioning you because I watched your video online about it. And I'm like, something just ain't making sense with this. I don't understand why it has full 24 volts. And then when you badge in, it drops down and then it kicks back up. and has not seen one work that way. So I guess I need to probably call Kawneer. Do they have a tech support?
No, well, you can call them, but they are not the manufacturer of that. I don't know the name. When you order the NP1, you're ordering it from Kawneer, but they don't make that. Just like they don't make the 1786. I don't really know that you're going to get a lot of forward motion contacting them, even though they're really great.
Right.
I would suggest you send me an email, and I can send you. Well, is getting your hands on the installation instructions for the power slide the goal?
Yeah, if I can get them, yes.
Yeah, well, I've got those.
Well,
and if you want to send me an email when I get back to my desk, I can forward it to you.
I think I just found them. Advanced Hardware Technologies is the manufacturer.
Okay. Yeah. Well, if you found it, then there should be I recall the installation instructions not being very detailed, like Von Duprin would have.
Right.
Everything you need is there.
Gotcha.
And what's the color? If I know that they've evolved the boards on the NP1s, the green is the original, and the new ones are black. And actually, well, you want to inspect your wiring and then go from there.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, there's a phone number listed on this, so I'll go ahead and print this off. All right. Yeah, and if you can get me the part number for the head for that unit, that would be fantastic. That way I can get the parts ordered.
Yeah, I don't have a part number for that. I know they're about $193.
Do you guys stock
they're not
them?
Kept in stock.
Yeah.
No, they're not. I could rob one out of a 1786 though, because I've got so many of those in stock. I could rob one out of there for you.
Okay.
The problem is on the parts drawing, Kawneer has part 1, part 2, part 3. Like the end cap bracket is part 9. So it's part 15 or whatever it is on the drawing. I don't recall. I'm not looking at any computer screens right now. But
right.
It's just a 1 or 2 digit number. What they end up using, I couldn't tell you.
I got you. All right. So can I call you? Let me call my customer and tell them how much it's going to cost for the part. And if they agree to it, I'll call you back and I'll give you a credit card if you can get me one out.
You betcha. I'll be here. My name's Richard.
All right, Richard. I'll call you back shortly.
Architectural Builders Supply hopes you have enjoyed this program. Again, thank you for watching, and if you've enjoyed this video, please click thumbs up. Please subscribe and maybe even send the video to someone that you know. Thank you.